Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the next part of our Imperial Agent SWOTR stream. We got cut off yesterday right as we were going to turn in the next part of the main quest, so we're going to pick up there for today. Let's get underway.
You'll get the gory details after I report to Nemro. Figure you can wait that long?
Looks like I'll have to. But you don't get...
Blade, nice you decided to come by, but I was just telling Carols I can't stay. I know you understand.
That girl's a handful. But she's good at what she does, I'll give her that.
What does she do exactly, besides swagger and carry a blaster?
Officially, she's Nemro's chief enforcer. Truth is, most of the troops are terrified of her, so she keeps our people in line more than Fathra's. Anyways, I'm glad you're here. But those explosions in the rust yards, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
I took out Fathra's mining operations. I heard they were giving you trouble.
I thought you might have something to do with it. Good work, Blade. Good work. I like a person who takes initiative. With Fathra's mines broke down, we can increase production. Fathra will want revenge, of course, but we'll be ready. Look, I have something for you. You'll like it. I'll send it to your room. You've done good work for us. You deserve more than credits. Which reminds me, how long are you staying on Hutta?
I really wish I knew the answer to that.
Well, if you're still around in a few weeks, I'd like you to meet my sons. They'll be home from their trading expedition. I think you'd get along. Think about it is all I'm saying. Now get going. I'm sure you have other business to take care of.
Alright, let's go claim our reward and see what's next from the Keeper.
Come on, Luti, we don't have time to waste here. Too late. Hey there, you must be the Blade.
Not a fan of the obvious sabotage going on in my room, so...
You made a mistake coming here. You're not leaving this place alive.
You think? Let's find out. Get your guns out, folks.
Guess they shouldn't have come into my room. Our reward is a Hutta Gangster's knife, and it's not as good as our current MK2 Vibro knife, so we'll just put that away. And now let's see what the Keeper has to say.
I understand Nemro's Schwarz gas production is back on schedule, Agent. Excellent work. Keep it up and Darth Jadis may loosen his grip on operations. However, I'm afraid unforeseen circumstances have caused a problem.
What kind of problem?
3 days ago, Colonel Jarvis's sons encountered a Sith apprentice in Imperial space. A dispute broke out. One son died and the other was crippled. When Carlos hears that a Sith slaughtered his child, his sympathy for the Empire will evaporate. We can no longer use him to get to Nemro.
This is an intelligence project. Sith shouldn't be interfering in our work.
The Sith do what they will. We don't control them and we don't pass judgment on them. That doesn't mean they're right, or that we obey them without question, but we phrase those questions carefully. We bide our time. Now, I have a plan to solve our present dilemma, but first we need Carols out of the way.
I'll handle it.
I'm sending you an interference program on a computer spike. Go to Carol's suites in the palace. Activate the spike to black out his security monitors. You'll be able to eliminate Carols and his bodyguards without being seen. When Nemro's people investigate, they'll recognize the jamming program as Republic technology.
Let's hear some more.
Tarthalish and Nemro's Twi'lek advisor already expect Farthra to seek revenge for the destruction of his mines. Our job is to show that the Republic helped Farthra kill Carols. Once Carols is gone, speak to Tarthalishan about his suspicions. As Carols' friend, you'll promise to do whatever it takes to find the assassins.
Time to get to work.
For now, get to Carols' suites and use the computer spike. We'll discuss more once Carols is eliminated and Tarthalishan's suspicions have been aroused. Keep her out.
Alright, and once again our reward isn't as good as what we've got. And we are now at level 15 with the personal conquest increase. So, we are going to go ahead and do the next part of the story since it's still here in the palace before we go see our trainer. It's unfortunate that we have to take Carols out, but it is the way the story goes. Takes care of the healing tank, which also gives us a healing boost.
What's going on here? You thought you'd just go and switch sides? Damn you!
That's the way it is. End of the road, Carols.
You think you're the first piece of scum who's tried to kill me? I was fighting thugs in Jaguna streets when I was half your age. I can handle you.
Unfortunately not. And now we need to go and talk to Tothlison and see how he feels about this whole predicament.
You will make it.
Mandatory, nananandota, dabita wanawana.
Piti do tenyago kakajujo, da biska ku paliya.
Tiliska chanagawani, chicos pa, inikudabe. Lunchanti jawa, joto ke kwanga joska.
Chakita huta. Kunta chuta. Kasoyali kulira. Kanki kum.
Yeah, it's great seeing you too.
Choski nawi yuchusu. Kabanotase makipuna. Malituta odmishka. Piti do tenyago kakajujo. Da biska ku paliya.
I'll do whatever it takes to bring the killers to justice.
Mana matota jispa micho. Pliska taka. Yayoska ukle yuga chesko pukuta. Yinga yinga kijita. Nini tanu. Alelo kwekuta. Kunta chuta. Kasoyali kulira. Kanki kum. Oka kiza spida perupa. Gadwa shiniko higa danulia.
I'll look into it. Might take some time.
Atoga wata kiko uba kiriwata buki donko. Buka kampak nijit. Tonka yiliska chanaga.
Time to report into the Keeper.
So, this is where you've been hiding. Nice. Is the blood on the floor fresh, or did that come with the room?
Just what I've always wanted. A pretty girl waiting for me at home.
Nice. But that's not why I'm here. Not this time, anyway. You've been all over town racking up quite a body count. And I know what you did to Carol's. You're after something bigger than Emerald. I'm not sure what, and I'm not sure why. But I want in on it.
You just made your last mistake, Galio.
I think I've got a few mistakes left in me. Too bad you don't want to be a part of them.
Hold a moment, Agent. Violence may not be necessary.
What's this now?
We know who you are, Khalil Janus, and we are willing to offer you a deal. I am Keeper. I represent Imperial Intelligence, as does my operative. We are aware of your activities on Ratatak, Ord Mantell, and Brental's Fall, as well as your affiliations. Your skills could prove useful, and we are willing to offer you a place in our ranks. You would become a very well-paid servant of the Empire.
I've heard worse propositions. What do you think, Agent? You want me on your side?
I don't see why not. Sounds like fun to me.
I was looking to trade up anyway. And I'm guessing I can ride you a ways before you break. Count me in. But call me a servant of the Empire again, and I'll bust your face.
Charming. We'll discuss the details later. As for you, Agent, Tarthalion is convinced that Fathra the Hutt is a major threat to business. Well done. Now we must bring Tarthalion proof that Fathra has support from the Republic. The first step is to obtain a holodisk from Fathra's palace. The disk contains holo recordings of all Fathra's dealings. The Hutt is too paranoid for his own good. You'll have to break into his archives to get it.
It'll mean lifting security codes off the palace overseers. Like you said, paranoid Hutt.
Noted. Once you reach the archives, use this computer spike on the holodisk. It will be altered to show Fathra meeting with Republic officers. Then bring the forgery to Tarthalion.
I could use a break from the tough jobs.
Tarthalion, convinced that his enemies are allied with the Galactic Republic, have no doubt. He will turn to us for help. We are in the endgame. Leo will accompany you on this mission and will act under your command.
Last time I went to Fathra's palace, I had so many adrenals in my system I was coming down for a week. This should be entertaining.
And with that, we've acquired our first official companion for this storyline. So, we are given a better rifle, and a choice of one of these customizations for Khalil. So we'll take a look and see what looks best. I personally think that this one is the best of the three choices, so we'll take that. We'll go ahead and equip our better weapon, and then we'll start building our influence rank with Khalil if we have anything that will help with her. So far it's not looking like any of these gifts will give more than a small boost, so I'd rather save them for someone who will appreciate them more. This one will get a moderate reaction, so we'll give her that.
I can do something with this.
So will this.
Not bad at all.
And this one.
Not bad at all.
This will give a large reaction.
I can do something with this.
Alright, and now our influence rank has gone up to 2 with her. The higher your influence rank with your companions, the more effective they will be. So with that done, we will go ahead and head towards Fathra's palace, so that we can get started on the missions there. But first we'll take a detour and go and talk to our trainer and see what we can get for our level up. Alright, off we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn Cleo over from her heal roll to a damage roll. If we end up fighting any enemies that it seems like we need her in the heal roll for, I'll switch her back. But for now, damage will work.
Anonymity, deception.
Alright, at
These are your
14 we
tools.
gained Adrenoprobe, at 15 we gained Heroic Moment and Imperial Brew.
Trust no one.
Heroic Moment will allow us to use super powerful abilities that we gain through our legacy. So we're going to go ahead and move Stealth. And we're going to add Heroic Moment to our first section. Heroic Moment restores 2% of your maximum health every 3 seconds. It does require an active companion and lasts for 120 seconds and gives you access to those legacy abilities. Speaking of legacy abilities, we now have enough that we can unlock some of the more important things that we're going to need. So for example, we're going to go ahead and buy the basic field repair droid, which will give us access to a shop in the field. We're going to purchase a mailbox for out in the field. And we are also going to purchase priority transport to our capital world. In our case, that will be Korriban, because it is the capital of the, not Korriban, the Imperial homeworld. And for the purposes of the Old Republic, the Imperial homeworld is Dromund Kaas. But first we're going to go ahead and grab this side quest over here.
Hey, you there. You look like my kind of person, if you know what I mean.
Appearances can be deceiving.
There's not a soul on Hutta who is who he says he is. But don't you worry, I won't be asking any prying questions. I have a little job that needs doing with a big reward for the doer. My buddy's been taken captive, see, and I'm looking to buy a rescue. My buddy Orin's a world-class Mandalorian Jedi killer. He went into Fathras on account he heard the Hutt was hoarding some kind of treasure. But he ended up frozen in carbonite and hanging as a trophy on Fathras' wall. I was hoping you could help him down.
Some world-class fighter he turned out to be.
A double-crosser, more like. It was Fathras' own lieutenant who told Orin about the treasure. Regular trap, but what's done's done. I expect he's hanging in Fathras' gallery. Unfortunately, something about being frozen like my buddy's been makes you lose your sight for a spell. But you just thaw him out and I'll come in after you cleared the path. I'm not exactly a fighter, see, but my buddy's sickness isn't your problem. Deal?
Anything to stick it to a Hutt.
Great, thanks. And try to be stealthy about it. No sense getting all of Fathras' guards breathing down our necks. Good luck.
As you saw during that conversation, Cleo approved of each one of my choices. You have to be careful as you are going along, and you have a companion with you for dialogue options. Not always will they react, but they can disapprove just as much as approve. So if you are trying to get close to a particular companion, and you know they're not going to agree with your choices, don't bring them along. You can always make up for any disapprovals with gifts as you move forward. But rule of thumb, if you know they're not going to like the choice and you don't want the disapproval, either don't make the choice or bring somebody else who will approve of your choice. There is another side quest up ahead, so we'll go ahead and head up there and grab that while we're on our way.
I'm going to kill them! I'm going to kill them! That's what I'm going to do! I'm going to take my blaster and... Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were here. Please, I got nothing left to give you. I already paid my protection money, please.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Listen, Donald. He doesn't look like one of Father's boys. Maybe he can help us.
You can't afford my help.
So money is what you want, is it? I'll tell you what you can do. You can go out to my brother's farm. There's a case hidden in the rafters. Kill as many of Fafra's thugs as you need to get it. Bring it here, and you can have the valuables inside.
Sounds good to me.
The case is a family heirloom, and I'm the only one alive who knows how to open it. Now that Fafra's thugs killed my brother, you want your pay? It's in there.
Alright. So, looking at the map, we're closer to the side quest than the main quest, so we'll head up to that. And there are 2 parts to this quest. We do have to kill at least 10 of Fathra's men and retrieve the lockbox. As you noticed, our numbers didn't go up there because they're not part of the Fathra goons. Those are just the normal ones that you find throughout the world. takes care of the 10 goons. And now we just need to go and grab the lockbox. Which we're going to have to climb up to get. Alright, now we just need to return to Donald. You will notice that there are other people screaming because another player is here on the same quest. If another player is doing the same quest as you and they happen to make it to the objective first, you just have to wait a few minutes for the objective to respawn. In your story missions, there won't be a problem with that, but in side quests, other players are after the same things, and they're not locked out through story barriers like in the main story.
Did you do it? Did you get the case? The stash? I hope you had to kill a lot of Fothra's thugs to get this.
And I enjoyed every minute of it.
Good. It'll just take a little twist here to open. 1 second. There. The contents are yours. Now please don't bother us again.
People are always so grateful. And this arm gear is better than the current bracers we have, so we're going to go ahead and equip those. And now we'll get back on track for the story. Take the long way around. Sometimes it doesn't pay to follow the mini-map down here because it'll run you into walls and obstacles. So every once in a while you'll want to open your main map and follow the guide that way. And another personal conquest increase for defeating enemies on Hutta. If you're wondering why the enemies just suddenly popped up, other players must have killed them and they just now respawned. some of the stronger enemies have wider ability to see than the normal one, so just because you think you're far enough away that they can't see you doesn't mean that they won't see you. And now we've leveled up to 16 and gained the ability License to Kill. So let's take a look and see what that details. Oh, and we also got Lethal Proliferation back at 12, which allowed Toxic Haze to spread a corrosive dart to the targets it damages. This one reduces the energy cost of Corrosive Assault by 5 and causes damage dealt by Shiv to make its target susceptible for 40-45 seconds. And susceptible targets take 5% more damage from tech attacks. First things first, there's glowing icon, so grab that. Then I can see the security cameras are glowing, but as you can see, the player who's also in here has already destroyed them, so I have to wait for them to respawn for the bonus objective. So we'll give them a minute to respawn. Hopefully it won't take that long. That's the only problem with having multiple players doing the same thing at once. You would think that they would have a faster reconstruction time on objectives like these for that purpose. Well, if they don't respond, and if they don't respawn here in another 10 seconds or so, we're just going to head on. Now the palace guards respawned.
All going down.
Oh good, and the cameras came not far behind them. So we'll go ahead and just take care of that. We need to do 5 of them. We're going to have to go in the pattern of whoever the last person was that destroyed them. So not sure what cameras will reactivate. It looks like all the ones on the left side. Now we just need to do one more. Alright, and that takes care of Leave No Trace. And we got Personal Conquest Reward, Swoop Gang Mayhem. So that gave us some new stuff, more companion gifts, We'll give that to Cleo, since it gives her a moderate influence gain.
Not bad at all.
And we'll give her this one because it gives her a large influence gain.
You know me way too well.
Alright, so now she's up to level 3. The goal for the first portion of the game is to get them to companion level 10. So, we're going to make sure that we get there by end of the first part of the game. And by first part of the game, I mean the bits before the expansions. Alright, and we just equipped the new cache items we got. So it looks like we've got all the best equipment on that we can have right now. Alright, so now we can go ahead and keep going. And first we'll clear out the respawn
Take
enemies.
this, ugly.
We're going to head over to the side quest portion before we worry about the main story part. Actually, we're going to grab the first code now. May as well grab the codes while we can, because with the other players on this as well, we don't want to have to wait for a code keeper to respawn. Okay, he didn't have a code. So we will have to keep searching as we go along. But we're going to head off towards the other objective first. Ah, and there is the second code. Anytime an enemy glows yellow, it means they have what you need for your objective. So, now we're going to go ahead and head to where we need to go. We're going to go... Wow, they're both on the same level. Alright, so here we go to level 2.
This ugly.
Go ahead and use Recuperate to get our health back up. Alright. And our bonus objective is in here. Suffocatal to infusion. See if we got anything good out of that. Nothing better than what we currently have. While we're here though, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of this stuff out of my inventory. So we'll use our legacy ability to deploy our field repair droid. The field repair droid is